Welcome. In this brief reflection video, I'm going to explain the advantages, disadvantages, potential and creative uses for Microsoft OneNote as an ePortfolio platform. I'm also going to address my research findings while informally interviewing staff about the pros and cons of this platform. To begin, let's discuss what Microsoft OneNote actually is. So Microsoft OneNote is an online notebook where students are able to take notes, upload assignments, and archive assignments. All of this can be viewed by their teacher once they upload it to their notebook. There are a variety of ways to add content to a notebook. Students have the opportunity to draw, type, add web content, and even export items from OneNote into a PDF form. I think this makes this platform very accessible to all students because they're able to use the medium that they feel the most comfortable with. I also like the organization of Microsoft OneNote as well, because these resources can be organized by tabs and classified by importance. Each classroom that the students use Microsoft OneNote for can have their own notebook, and I really think that's going to be beneficial with ePortfolios. Now we're going to shift gears here and talk about the advantages of using Microsoft OneNote, the disadvantages, potential uses, and creative uses. These are all my general observations about the platform itself. So some of the advantages that I thought of, first and foremost, Microsoft OneNote has the Class Notebook app. That means that this notebook can be accessed through any device. At CCA, we do supply students with computers, but I like the fact that the students can work remotely with Microsoft OneNote. It also pairs well with a lot of Microsoft 365 programs, which all of the students are very familiar with since our school did make the shift from Google to Microsoft programs. With a 365 login, students can also take these notebooks from grade level to grade level. So if a student stays with us K through 12, I think it would be very beneficial for them to take these notebooks as they go. Also, very general tech-wise, the OneNote drive is able to be auto-saved, and it also has an immerse reader. So if I put notes in there for a specific class and a struggling reader is attempting to complete the work, they are able to have the page read to them. Now, some disadvantages of using Microsoft OneNote, especially in an e-learning setting. So in a virtual environment, it does require a ton of training to use Microsoft OneNote for a class. You have to be very familiar with the software, and also the students have to be as well. This is definitely something that needs to be addressed before you can actually implement this in a virtual setting. If students do not use their school email, for example, this can also be difficult because students need access to that email in order to create a Microsoft OneNote book. Also, the biggest thing that I noticed just in my general observations is that the sync time between devices can be lagged. I feel like this is the case for all Microsoft programs, especially if you're using them remotely. So if I check my Microsoft OneNote book on my phone, sometimes it doesn't always match what would be on my computer. So that can be an issue, especially for students. Now, I did come up with a few potential and creative uses for using Microsoft OneNote. First and foremost, it can be a one-stop shop for class notebooks and assignments. I think students are able to just open this up, complete the work, take notes while they're in class, and it's very easy for them to do so. Also, the collaboration feature would be very beneficial. Students can look at each other's notebooks. You also have the opportunity to create year-long projects that all students have access to. I also think for our specific environment, with IEP and 504 students, it's very beneficial for them to have something like this so that they have notes that are tailored to their individualized lessons rather than getting all of the notes that the general education students receive. Now, with that being said, I did interview a lot of members of the CCA staff, and they did come up with pros and cons of using Microsoft OneNote. For first and foremost, they did say that Microsoft OneNote is very compatible with our LMS EDIO. It's very easy to implement it into the system itself. It's a simple content integration, and then the students can access the notebook. Also, they do like the fact that it has multiple points of access. Like I mentioned earlier, they're able to use it on their computer, their phone, their tablet, whatever they need. Also, if students use Microsoft OneNote for a specific class, it's then an online collective resource for them to study from. Now, along with having all of these pros, they did have some cons as well. First and foremost, they do believe that the user needs to understand the platform inside and out before actually implementing it into their classroom, because there are going to be a lot of things that need to be troubleshooted by the teacher. They definitely agree that this Microsoft OneNote program is not a learn as you go, especially in a virtual environment. You have to know the ins and outs before you ask a student to use it. Also, accessibility to all. Specifically in a brick and mortar setting, I know it can be difficult to use an online platform. Say they have internet at school but not at home. That eliminates the usage of this Microsoft OneNote virtually. Also, usage by all. Biggest thing in an online environment, especially if you're implementing a new technology like this, is that everybody uses it. They do feel that sometimes this resource would be great in certain situations, but other situations, teachers are not finding that this resource would be very beneficial. However, through my plan that I'm creating for this class and through my training, I'm hoping that I can get more teachers on board with using this platform. Along with interviewing staff, I actually did take reviews from Common Sense Media as well. I thought Common Sense Media would be a great resource since they do create our digital citizenship lessons for CCA. So it's something that the teachers can make a reference to and make a connection to, then find value in our training. I do look forward to making this training for this particular platform as an ePortfolio platform, and I hope to talk more about it later. Thank you so much.